Hello, welcome to my violin tutorials. How to hold a bow. So this is how you hold a bow. Make sure your pinky is bent and the thumb is in between the top and hair part. The index should be driving the bow. The rest of the fingers you can put down accordingly. I personally bend my pinky. How to hold a violin left hand. When you hold a violin, make sure your palm is straight and not tilted upwards. You should have a little window that you can poke your bow through. Make sure your arm is relaxed and don't let your thumb go past the neck. Playing the first notes. The violin is divided into 4 strings, G, D, A, and E. When you play a string with your bow, make sure your rest is raising up with you going up and relaxing when you go down. Start on the lower string, the G string. This is the G major scale, or Ionian mode. Every scale has 8 notes with the root 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. The 8th and the root are the same note. In the key of G, it has one sharp, which is F sharp, and that is the 7th interval of the scale. Sharp just makes the note rise, but not fully to the next note. This is the G minor scale, or Aeolian mode. It has a flat 3rd, flat 6th, and flat 7th. The F sharp we talked about earlier is now going to be a regular F, since the original 7th was an F sharp and it's flat. The flat 6th is going to be an E flat now. Finally, the 3rd degree of the scale is going to be B flat now. Practice going up and down the scale. Don't worry so much about vibrato. Make sure you play with a metronome so you can make every note sound proportional. Pay attention to what I play on the neck and try to match it using sound. Use the right fingering as well and try to play it along with the sheet music. The lower notes are on the G and the high notes are on the E string. Some songs in the key of G. I choose one classical and one easy pop song for a good beginner piece to work on. They are in the key of G, which has that F sharp. Make sure you record yourself and play with a metronome. Ode to Joy. This song is in 4/4, meaning there are 4 beats per measure. These separated black notes mean that each beat is worth 1. That last note, as you can see there, is a half note. meaning you hold that for 2. If I were to count this, I would say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let me play this for you. The most important thing here is to develop your ear to play the melody. Make sure you also play with the metronome so each note is proportional. Now comes the challenge piece. So in Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, you see in the sheet it's in 4/4. That means there are 4 beats per measure again. It starts the first beat on a rest, meaning you do not play. You can count it like this, 1 and. Next, we have 2 connected notes, which makes an 8th note. 2 eighth notes equal 1 beat just like the rest. You can count this 2 and. The 2 lands on the first note, and the and lands on the second. Then you have another eighth note, but it's not connected. Count this as 3 because it's the third beat. We then land on a dotted quarter note next. A quarter note is 1 beat, but a dotted quarter note is 1 beat with an extra and or eighth note. Since we counted the last eighth note as 3, we count this and 4 and. In the next measure, we have the same rhythm being played, except the composer wrote this as a connected eighth note and a quarter note. That's basically just a dotted quarter note all over again. If it helps, use the sheet music as a reference, but use your ears and listen. Try playing along with the original recording.